Tomahawk. Jackson wasn't there.
Thank God.
So how was Tomahawk?
Tomahawk was the most. Okay, so
No day
Cam,
beats that.
Who was at Tomahawk? Everybody but Jackson.
And Akeem. And Dan and Nemo.
Okay. Which one did you like more? And then we'll go in depth on
Tomahawk.
each.
There's nothing's gonna beat Tomahawk.
I know.
That was the
Jamie.
most
Which one did you like
unbelievable
more?
As far as easier, Tampa was easier. As far as working our asses off, Tomahawk was just an incredible show.
I got to go with Tampa on that one. I think Tampa was definitely the superior live date.
Agreed. James,
Yes,
did you have a preference?
You like Tampa?
Yeah,
better?
Tomahawk 100%.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Tampa, although Tampa was half the amount of riders, it was way harder for me. I don't know, James, if you felt the same way. I thought Tampa was more difficult.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was harder for me. I think it was harder for me to engage, I think. Like Tomahawk, I felt really present, you know? I don't know.
I like the idea. So Tomahawk, we had a mega class. It was our first ever mega class with Jet, Hunter, James, and myself. So we had 4 instructors, and I was in a hotel with James after a class in Minnesota, and we started trying to figure out what the structure was going to be with the amount of riders that were already at the sold out class. Which, should I say the amount? I guess
Entirely up to you.
it was sold out at 100 riders. But as I began thinking, okay, we have 4 main instructors. Tomahawk is like 100 acres.
It sold out in like 4 hours.
Yeah. And it was sold out for a couple of weeks at 100 riders. But then when we had time to finally sit down and build the structure of the class, I started doing the math. I'm like, okay, 4 main instructors, that's enough property to spread out the 4 main instructors. How many riders realistically can we get per group? And based on our normal classes, we can easily do 25 riders per group because you split them again, and then you have 12 and 13, and that's a perfect number. So I did the math, and then the math worked out to 200. So I sent a text to group chat that night at like 11 p.m. and said, we're going to open it up to 200 riders. I'll explain in the morning. So I'm sure Akeem panicked, like he always does.
That's how he found out? Was in the group chat.
Yeah.
Oh my
I said we're going to do 200
love you,
riders.
You do that a lot. Like
Yeah.
I find most of our pressing news that we find out is like 11 p.m. text that's like, I'll explain in the morning, and then you never answer your phone.
Yeah, just like it's a subtle clue. I kind of just like drop a bomb and then disappear for a little bit. But that's it. That is kind of where a lot of the big ideas come from, I suppose. So we decided to do 200 riders, 4 instructors. That's 100 in the morning session, 100 in the afternoon session, 25 riders per group. And it was so much fun. So we had Hunter. He had a group on one half of Tomahawk. He was teaching with Rob, and Rob is...
Hunter was on his own.
You're right, Hunter was on his own.
Jet was with Rob.
Then we had Jet on the other half of the track. He was with Rob. Rob is the one who helped create the curriculum of Moto Academy. So Rob could teach one of these classes completely by himself, which is cool. Then they would rotate to James. James was on the side of a huge grass hill and was just running a balance race competition for signed Jet and Hunter $1 bills, which I'm jealous that he got that station because that sounds so fun.
It was the most fun.
Was it sick?
It was
the
awesome.
most fun.
And I think the beautiful part about it was like it was 3 hardcore teaching, and honestly the balance drill is one of those drills where it is like so important and so good.
Yeah.
But also it was like you'd have these 3 instructors and then a game. Like one of the stations was literally just a game. Like how cool is that?
And then it would feed into my drill. So it was like a perfect segue into my drill, which was the corner track when we were doing one hand. So it just kind of made sense. And then you get the chance to go on the track with Jet. It was just like, yes, that was well thought out. But at the same time, after the fact, I'm like, that a lot of that, the magic of that almost happened on accident. It was perfect.
It was absolutely perfect. It was so much fun.
And to do it at Tomahawk, which
so
is
much fun.
where I started. I mean,
It's iconic.
during COVID, when COVID started 2020, I was at Tomahawk for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing one-on-one lessons, killing myself. And Allie was proud because I was doing well, making money, but at the same time, like my schedule was absurd. I was driving 2 hours to the track, spending 12 hours at the track, no exaggeration, and then driving back home. And I was like, okay, at least I'm making money, but this is impossible. But that started at Tomahawk, and then the bigger groups started, and to do this mega class back at Tomahawk and seeing all the students that I used to do one-on-ones with, oh, it was so cool.
That was that like just a super full circle moment?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
that is pretty iconic to bring people like Jet and Hunter to a place like West Virginia and do something
West
like that
Virginia.
event. West Virginia. But also it was like, we had, I mean, Red Bull truck,
Yep.
food truck, like the line was hilarious. It just never got shorter to like meet Jet and Hunter.
Uh-huh.
It was epic. It was like it was a full,
People must have been inviting everybody.
it was
I
one
don't
of
know
the-
what
yeah.
happened.
Honestly, as far as like motocross events, how do you do better than that?
It was very cool. And wait
Like-
till you guys see the video. By the time this
Comes out
podcast
tomorrow.
comes out,
The video will come out tomorrow.
our tomorrow or their tomorrow?
There tomorrow.
Oh, okay. If you're listening to this podcast, set notifications,
Yeah.
whatever you
10
got to
a.m.
do.
10 a.m. Thursday.
Watch that video because we've all watched it before it's gone live, and it's one of the best videos we've ever Sorry, Jackson, because I know you weren't
Can we
there.
talk about one word? I was there. That would be really nice for me.
No, we'll get there.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
It was just fun. It's just fun.
It did exactly what we wanted the video to do, which is make everybody be bummed out that they missed out on this class.
And in the nicest way possible. If I wasn't there, I probably would have cried, to be honest.
I'm just happy that I have that for memory's sake to be able to go back and watch that video because it captures like the vibe of the day really well.
If you guys are enjoying these podcast clips and you want to watch full episodes, you can subscribe at club.themotoacademy.com.